Many of you might not know who Sandile Mfazi is, but you should know. And that name has been making headlines of late, especially with regards to hearings in Parliament, where some of the MK party members have highlighted the legacy of Lieutenant General Sandile Christopher Mfazi, who was a highly decorated Deputy National Commissioner of Crime Detection for the South African Police Service. And he was initially reported to have died during the COVID pandemic. And I will give you a link to the media release that was put out at the time, where it says, media statement, untimely passing of Lieutenant General Sandile Mfazi saddens committee chairperson. And this was Tina Jumat Peterson at the time, and she said at the time as she saddened and shocked by the untimely passing of the Deputy Commissioner. And then she said, the silent killer that is COVID-19 has robbed the South African Police Service in particular and the country in general of a dedicated and astute police officer who was always concerned with ensuring the safety and security of the people of this country. So his death was blamed on COVID-19, but his brother would have none of it. A police officer said that Mfazi was exhumed at the insistence of his brother, a Cape Town lawyer. He was confiding in his brother about the PPE investigation. The family was not satisfied by the explanation that COVID-19 killed him. His brother insisted we exhume him. The toxicology reports show he was poisoned with resin. We are now going to investigate a case of murder, the police officer said. But there were three things that he was investigating. And in a News 24 article that came out this year, it says that investigations into Top Cop Mfazi's death at an advanced stage, the parliamentary committee said, because it's clear that he was murdered now. And the family of the late former SAPS Deputy Commissioner Sandile Christopher Mfazi is demanding answers and backing a petition for a parliamentary inquiry amid claims he was poisoned while probing high-level corruption. So this high-level corruption was not just with regards to corruption within the police, but the Phala Phala saga with regards to Cyril Ramaphosa. So a case of murder has been opened after the death of Lieutenant Mfazi, whom police sources confirmed didn't die of COVID-19 as previously thought. At the time of his death, Mfazi was investigating PPE fraud within the police service, and the amounts that are being mentioned are absolutely astonishing. His other background is also important, because General Mfazi was an anti-apartheid activist and an Umkhonto we Sizwe veteran who returned from exile to join the South African intelligence and security apparatus. So this is important to understand, that he was involved in the intelligence services. And then with regards to the investigations, at the time of his death, Mfazi was heading high-level investigations into police corruption, including the 1.6 billion emergency personnel protective equipment scandal. Remember the PPE scandal? There were many of them during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Phala Phala matter and the 6.1 billion forensic data analyst corruption case. So a lot of money involved here and very important figures involved, including President Cyril Ramaphosa. And the current status is the investigation into his assassination is ongoing. His family, along with former colleagues and civil rights advocates, have petitioned Parliament and approached the United Nations demanding a full public inquiry and accountability for those involved in his COVID assassination. Now, if you look at President Cyril Ramaphosa, how he was elected with the CR17 campaign, the amount of money that was spent on buying votes so that he would be elected as the ANC president. And then you see this cash situation with regards to Phala Phala, which I am sure after they knew that those transactions from his bank account, for which I have direct evidence and proof on me, they had to find a new way. And the new way was to use cash, to give people cash. And I believe that that is what the cash was for, that was supposedly in the couch at Phala Phala. So, Cyril Ramaphosa is not scot-free with regards to this, and after General Mfazi died, people raided his home and the files and the dockets that they had on Phala Phala disappeared. These are things that make people furious. People are upset about this. And the public want answers. It just shows you how the state apparatus work. That they do not work for you. That people that try and work for the public because they are being paid a salary to do so, like him, end up dead. And it's like a message was sent during that time. So, people want answers. Tell me in the comments what you think actually happened. Who do you think is behind it? Because we need to air this out in the public. Otherwise, this country will never fix itself. So, with regards to General Mfazi, like I said, I will give you the links to everything I've spoken of now. Go through those links. Do your own research. Just know that the general that investigated Phala Phala is now dead. He was murdered, poisoned, because of the steps that he took. But what is certain is that our government is a criminal enterprise, that it harbors many criminals, that they work with other criminals outside of government. One thing we do know is that our president is not innocent, that President Cyril Ramaphosa is not clean. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, click the bell icon so you can get notifications for future videos. And remember that all of these links are in the pinned first comments as well as in the description below this video. Thanks so much. Till the next video.